In today's video, in the next video, the footage comes from a security camera facing a quiet house. At first, everything seems normal. The house is still, the front porch light flickers slightly, and the street is completely empty. There are no cars passing by, no people walking around, just silence. The camera has been recording for hours, and so far, nothing unusual has happened. It's the middle of the night, and everything seems calm. Then something changes. At the second floor window, something appears. A dark figure, barely visible at first. It stands behind the glass, motionless. The shape is covered in a long, flowing black cloak, blending into the darkness of the room behind it. It does not move. It does not shift. It just stands there, watching. The footage continues. Seconds pass. Then a full minute. The figure remains still. But then it vanishes. Not by stepping away, not by moving out of frame. It disappears. 1 second it's there. The next gone. The window is empty again. For a moment, nothing happens. The house remains quiet. Maybe it was a trick of the light. Maybe it was just a shadow. The camera feed looks completely normal. Then movement. At the ground floor window, it's back. The same dark figure, now closer. The black cloak covers its entire body. It's face-safe. It even has one remains hidden beneath the hood. There are no visible hands, no visible feet, just darkness. The figure does not press against the glass. It does not knock. It does not try to get in. It simply stands there, watching. The seconds feel longer. The house looks the same, but the feeling is different. There's a weight in the air, something unseen but unmistakable. Then the lights flicker. A soft, static interference runs through the camera feed. The image distorts for a brief moment, breaking into grainy lines. And when it stabilizes, the figure is gone. No sound, no sign of movement, no shadow in the window, just gone. The footage is replayed. The moment the figure appeared at the second floor window, then disappeared. Then, without any sign of movement, without passing through a door or hallway, it appeared downstairs. There was no way down, no footsteps, no sign of the front door opening. It didn't walk, it didn't jump, it just was there. Then something new is noticed. For just one single frame, before the lights flicker, the figure is standing outside. But not just outside, closer to the camera. The cloak is now rippling slightly, as if caught in a wind that isn't there. The distortion happens again, and then it's gone. The house looks normal again. The street is still empty. The night is quiet. But the video isn't over yet. At the bottom of the screen, in the corner, where the front door's reflection can be seen in the glass, the door is slightly open. A gap that wasn't there before. The person reviewing the footage rewinds it again. The door was completely closed when the recording started. Now, it isn't. Something got in. But where did it go? And more importantly, is it still inside? What do you guys think this was? Let me know your thoughts. I saw you. What would you do? Let me know your thoughts. The footage comes from a security camera, overlooking the backyard of a house. It's late at night, and everything is still. The only source of light comes from the dim glow of the pool, casting a soft blue hue across the tiled patio. The water is completely still, reflecting the faint glow of the security lights. The house itself is dark, its windows shut, its doors locked. Everything seems normal. Then something changes. At first, it's almost impossible to notice. A pale shape appears near the far end of the yard, just beyond the tall concrete wall that surrounds the property. The motion detector on the camera activates, zooming in slightly. And then movement. Something is trying to climb over the wall. The shape is thin, too thin. Its skin is pale, almost grayish-white, blending into the night like a ghost. The camera struggles to focus at first, the image slightly distorted, but soon the details become clear. It isn't human. Its long, bony fingers grip the top of the wall, pulling itself up, but its movements seem unnatural, jerky, wrong. The arms are too long, too thin, and they bend in strange ways. The creature's body seems frail, almost stretched, as if it was never meant to move like this. For several seconds it struggles, not like a normal person trying to climb, more like something that doesn't quite understand how to move its own limbs properly. Then it stops. For a long, eerie moment, the figure just clings to the top of the wall. It doesn't move. It doesn't climb over. It just stays there, watching. Then it tilts its head. Slowly, deliberately. That's when the camera catches its face, if it can even be called a face. No hair, no expression. Just pale, smooth skin stretched too tightly over a thin skull. The eyes are empty, deep, black voids, sunken into its face. It's staring directly at the camera. The air feels heavy. Even through the screen, there's an overwhelming sense of dread. The seconds stretch on. The figure doesn't blink. It doesn't move. It just stays there. Then the pool lights flicker. The footage distorts for a split-second glitch, a static interference. The screen briefly turns grainy. The audio emits a faint buzzing noise. And when the lights return to normal, the figure is gone. Not climbing back down. Not jumping over. Just gone. The yard looks exactly the same. The water in the pool remains still. Nothing moves. The house is as quiet as before. But then something shifts in the reflection of the water. The camera remains fixed on the now empty wall, but the pool captures something else. A dark, distorted shape, standing near the water's edge. Not in front of the camera. Behind it, the footage rewinds. The figure was on the wall. The lights flickered, and now it's closer. It didn't move like a person. It didn't cross the space normally. It just appeared. The security camera remains steady, capturing every second. The house itself is still completely silent. Then another flicker. The pool lights dim for half a second. The camera screen distorts again just for a moment. And when the image returns, the back door of the house is slightly open. The house was locked. No one went outside. Yet now, the door stands ajar. The camera continues recording. The back door doesn't move again, doesn't swing open any further. The yard remains empty. But something feels different. Something feels wrong. The video is rewound again. The figure was at the wall, then near the pool. And now, it's nowhere to be seen. The yard is empty. The video ends, but one question remains. Or what was trying to get in? And, more importantly, did it succeed? In the next video, the footage comes from a father filming his son playing in the backyard. The boy is jumping on a trampoline, laughing, his small body bouncing up and down effortlessly. The grass is green, the sun is setting, and everything looks peaceful. The father's voice can be heard in the background, encouraging his son. "Jump higher," he says, chuckling. The camera follows the boy as he jumps, his face full of joy. The sound of his laughter fills the air, mixing with the rustling of the trees as a gentle breeze moves through the backyard. Then something strange appears. At first, it's barely noticeable. The camera's focused on the boy, capturing his movements. But in the background, something is standing near the tree line. A tall, pale figure. It's standing completely still. Dressed in a long black outfit, the figure's skin is pure white, almost glowing. Its body is unnaturally thin, its arms hanging stiffly by its sides. But the most disturbing part, it has no face. No eyes, no mouth. Just smooth, blank skin, where a face should be. The father doesn't notice at first. He keeps recording, focused on his son. The little boy keeps jumping, unaware that something is watching. The figure doesn't move. It doesn't make a sound. It just stands there. The camera keeps rolling. The boy bounces higher, giggling, still lost in his own world. Then the camera shifts slightly. For a brief second, the father zooms in on his son's face as he laughs. And when the camera moves back, the figure is gone. No sound, no movement, just vanished. The trees sway gently. The yard looks exactly the same. The father doesn't notice. He continues recording for a few more seconds before stopping the video. Everything seems normal. But later that night, As he sits down to watch the footage again, he sees it. He rewinds, pauses. There, in the distance, between the trees, a white figure, tall and thin, staring in complete silence. He rewinds again, watches closely. And that's when he notices something even more disturbing. Before the figure disappeared, it moved. Not like a person, not like something running away. It shifted. 1 second it was there, the next it was somewhere else. He slows down the footage, frame by frame. And then, in one brief moment, just before the video ends, it reappears, but not near the trees, not in the background. Closer, now standing right at the edge of the trampoline, watching, waiting. Then the screen distorts. A brief moment of static. The colors flicker, the image becomes blurry. And when it clears, the figure is gone again. The father rewinds the video again, pausing frame by frame. That's when he sees one final horrifying detail. Just before the staticy's son stops jumping, his laughter dies. For 1 second his expression changes. His face turns serious. His eyes widen slightly as if he saw something standing right next to him. Then, as soon as the static clears, he's laughing again, jumping like nothing happened, as if he forgot. The father pauses the video, his hands are shaking. He checks the timestamp, the exact moment the figure disappeared. That's when his son stopped laughing. That's when his son looked scared. That's when something was right next to him. But now there's nothing there, or at least, nothing that the camera could see. The video ends. I saw you. What would you do? Let me know your thoughts. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories like this, make sure to hit the like button, it really helps the channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. But now tell me, what do you think really happened in this story? Was it just imagination, or was something actually there? Leave your opinion in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, if you can sleep until then.